In one of his famous short stories, science fiction author Kurt Vonnegut uses an intriguing plot twist. The author, Vonnegut himself, decides to go down into the pages of his book in order to meet his favorite character. At this point in the book, the favorite character is sitting at a bar, calmly nursing a drink. Suddenly, he is overcome by a tremendous feeling of anxiety and apprehension. He senses that something is about to enter the room, and that something is the author, Vonnegut. Imagine the shock of the favorite character. To say the least, his encountering his creator would occasion a profound crisis in identity. Finding out that he is nothing more than a character in a story would force him to make major adjustments in his way of thinking. For over 2,000 years, Orthodox Christianity has maintained that Vonnegut's imaginary plot is actually true. Firstly, in that we are not the primary authors of our lives, but that we are characters in the story of the world authored by God. Over thousands of years, God guided His story and made His presence known by speaking through certain characters in His story, called prophets. In the final stages of His mysterious plan, God did what Vonnegut imagined, and actually came down into the pages of His book, into space, Palestine, and time, about 4 BC. Some people were anticipating God's arrival into history because earlier He told His prophets to prepare for His coming. These faithful people believed that the world they were living in had gone wrong. But upon the arrival of the Anointed One, Messiah in Hebrew, Christ in Greek, things would start to be set right. From the time He arrived in Palestine and for over 2,000 years since, people have asked many questions of the Anointed One, the Christ. What is your purpose here? Can you fix the broken world we live in? Are you really God the author? Are you just an exceptionally good man? These questions about the mystery of the Christ and the answers that have been revealed is called Christology. Our primary sources about the Christ are from His students who traveled with Him and wrote down His words and teachings after He died. The content of their testimonies were nearly the same, but each chose a different lens to try and capture the essence of Christ. Mark portrayed Jesus, the suffering Son of God. Matthew, Jesus, the Jewish Messiah. Luke, Jesus, the Savior of the world. And John, Jesus, the man sent from heaven. Over the next 300 years, the news of who Christ was spread into Europe, Northern Africa, across the Middle East, and into Asia. Church leaders from around the world came together to make 3 foundational statements about who Christ is for all Christians. At the Council of Nicaea, they decreed that Christ is truly God. At Constantinople, that He is truly human, and at Ephesus, that He is one person. But despite the eyewitness accounts and definitions of the world councils, many people did not believe that God came into history as a man. Many still don't. The Da Vinci Code is a new movie, but His portrayal of Jesus as a normal man whom others misunderstood continues a heresy that existed from the day that Christ came to earth. This is why Christology is still of the utmost importance to this day. And while there is no room to stray from the 3 foundational statements of the Church on Christ, there is some variety of interpretation within the Church when describing the mystery of the God who became man to save His creatures. While all Christian churches believe that Christ was truly God and truly man, some place an accent on His divinity. This is called High Christology. Others place an accent on His humanity, which is called Low Christology. The Armenian Orthodox Church has always held a High Christology. The descent of the Creator into this world was echoed in the vision of Saint Gregory, the patron saint of Armenia, who saw the descent of Christ to the land of Armenia. For Armenian Orthodox, Christ is not primarily your buddy, your co-pilot, or your business partner. He is your Lord. He is God. He is the author breaking into history. who directs his beloved creatures to turn back and embrace the story they are destined to fulfill.
You are the only one who can give yourself to all, sharing an unequal love. The blind have no faith in color without you, like blind faith. Color has no meaning without you.